Hello everybody, I'm glad you're here today. Today is January 23rd, 2024. This is a buckle up video, alright? We're going to a whole different level of getting ready, y'all. I'm calling this buckle up video. Now, I'm going to be bringing these to you. It's different than red alerts because this is strictly prepping, alright? So I'm not going to bring you a dream from the Lord. I'm not going to bring you a word. I'm just going to bring you some ideas of how you can get ready. Now, this does require money. So if you don't have any, that's okay. There's even very, very cheap things you can do to get ready, all right? So I'm just giving that to you right up front. Now, at the end of this video, you're going to be so glad you watched it because I'm going to just be firing ideas at you and things that I do. You may not like what I'm fixing to bring you because a lot of these things I don't open and try yet. Like a true dyed-in-the-wool prepper like I should be, I'm not. One of the headlines that's bothering me, I'm just going to start there. One of the things that is giving me this sense of, hey, you better kick it up a little bit on your prepping is the NY Preppers coverage of the mysterious beeping on the high frequency or low, I think it is high frequency shortwave radios. Is that right? I'm not sure I'm saying that right. Y'all watch him. He's the smart one there in that regard, not me. But there is a beeping or a clicking that is happening over the world on the airwaves. He explains it much better than I. Go look and see what he's saying about it on today's video. Actually, I think it was the 22nd of January 2024. But y'all, that is an escalation to me. All right, so that's all it is. All right, sometimes when I prep, I go in waves, y'all, and it's not based on panic. It's based on this is a marathon, not a sprint. And if I just sprint it out, I'm going to burn out. I've learned that the hard way. So I also don't like that sense of unstructured thought process, I guess is the best way of putting it. All right, so one of the viewers, now y'all, you viewers, y'all have come through again. I'm not going to lie. I read all your comments from yesterday's video. I learned a great deal. There was a viewer from South Africa that talked about rolling blackouts and just listed the 6 things they do to get that helps them in during times of grid down. Y'all, rock star viewer. I'm just like, if I could give a gold star, remember how our teachers used to give us little gold stars when we did things right in reading group? Well, I would do that for that viewer. I'm like, dang, that's fantastic stuff. All right, so go look at the comments and write the comments. I'm not the expert here. I assure you, I am not the expert. And by the end of this video, you're probably going to be thinking, that girl don't know nothing. And that may be, in fact, true. But I'm going to bring this to you anyway. Okay, we're going to start with first and foremost, another viewer mentioned, how are you preparing to do laundry in a grid down situation? Well, I'm going to make a whole nother video about that because there's making the laundry soap and getting long-term laundry soap availability. There is, the process of it. Y'all, to just make it simple, remember when you were really poor and in college, and maybe you're really poor and retired, I don't know, but you remember how we used to wash our clothes in the sink? It can really be that simple. All right, it really can. So that's the short answer. But there are products out there now that can really help in grid down laundry situations that I'll show you what I've gotten, what I'm ready for, and y'all can please add to it. I hate laundry. All right, just tell you now, there are many things I love about being a homemaker. Laundry's not one of them, and neither's cleaning the house. But there you go. We still got to do it anyway. All right, so that's coming in another video. All right, let me look. I even made notes so I wouldn't go astray. All right, I'm going to tell you about my neighbor. This is one of the people in my neighborhood, so to speak, Miss Deb. Miss Deb lives right down the road from me. All right, she lives out in the country. You talk about a homesteader. That woman is a homesteader, and so was her husband before he passed away a couple years ago. But she is a dog groomer. All right, she's been grooming my dogs for over 20 years. I love her and adore her. But I'll tell you something else about Miss Deb. She is an electrician. Not just like around the town electrician. This woman is an industrial electrician. She has worked on Hoover Dam. All right? That's how skilled she is. Why she lives here? She's lived in a lot of places, but she has said, where I live now has all I need. And so, she lives here. Let me get a drink. Hang on. Anyway, I have learned so much about Miss Deb. She has given me a sourdough starter. We split. Here, I'm telling you about Miss Deb so I can tell you about this prepping thing you need to get going on right now. Last year, she and I were talking, and I said, what do you think about what's going to happen? Now, this was about in the fall, and she said, I think we need constant food source on our properties. So I said, do you want to split a flock of chicks? And she said, I sure do. Okay, so, now is the time. The point I'm making is now is the time. If you are thinking about getting chickens, we're starting into February. Now is the time to start preparing and learning. If you don't know nothing about it, y'all, it's not that hard. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. If I can do it, you can do it. So the whole get the chicks going is you're not going to get eggs for 4, 5, 6 months. Okay, so you need to realize that. That's why you need to start early. All right, that's why you need to be thinking about it about right now. Now, Miss Deb, here's the thing that happened. We split these chickens. I went to the feed store. After I ordered, because you were limited. You had to buy at least 24 chicks. I'm like, that's no big deal. And they're like, what, a couple of dollars each, $1 something each. They're not all that expensive. I get Rhode Island Reds, y'all. They're hardy. They don't die when it's 118, and they don't die when it's 17 below. I don't know how they do it, but they don't. And they lay eggs like crazy. So, it is my understanding that they're good meat birds, which I'm not sure we're going to fix and find that out here in a little bit, but that's another video too. All right, so the thing about Miss Deb, she and I split these chicks. Usually, I'm like, we got all pullets. That means girls, all female. But sometimes it's too early to tell, and you'll get a rooster or two in your flock. Well, dadgummit, I got 4. I got 4 roosters out of my 12, and that really whacked me. Well, I asked, doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into that story. I had to get rid of the roosters. I had to place the roosters in other homes because I don't want a rooster, and I'm kind of low down doing this thing in the city limits anyway, and the city manager lives right across the street from me, so I have to be quiet, and a rooster does not allow me to be that. Although, I will tell you that my neighbor right behind me had a calf in his backyard for a little while, and they do butcher hogs right here in town. So, chickens are like nothing. I know. I'm friends with my city manager. I know he ain't going to do nothing to me. So that is the situation. So I gave her my roosters. She and other people, she has no qualms and knows how to harvest. Isn't that a nice way of putting it? Harvest chickens. All right. If you don't know how to do that, find out from someone else, get a book, learn it, because it goes beyond chickens. Even the concept of harvesting pheasants or harvesting doves or harvesting birds in your area, just in case. Get that at least in your head. I tend to think, dadgummit, if I'm hungry enough, I'm going to be able to do it just about anything. So that's kind of how I feel about that. And the blood and the head and that's not really bothers me. It's the process of just that, I just don't know. Anyway, so now it's time to get chicks. I'm going to get 8 chicks or 9 or 10 maybe, because my older chickens are just not laying anymore. They're pushing 5 years. All right. So they're just not producing like they need to be. My younger ones are just like, man, it's an egg factory in there, but my older ones are not. So, you kind of have to, if you don't have a rooster that procreates, then, you got to keep buying chicks. So when I get chicks, y'all, I will include you in that process. I cannot wait. I love them. I love little baby chicks. That surprises me about myself. I did not see that coming in my life, but there you go. There it is. Now, the next thing, Miss Deb. Okay, so Miss Deb, like, get you a Miss Deb in your life. That's my advice today too. And be thinking about the chicks. Now then, when I went to town the other day, day before yesterday, I went to the town, just up the road from me, 45 minutes there, but to go to Walmart. But that's okay. It was worth it. It's a great Walmart. So while I was there, I was just walking down the aisle. I was just getting my stuff. And then I looked and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to grab that right now. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to show you what this is I grabbed, all right? It is, y'all, it is black-eyed peas. All right? Now, I have never even seen this brand of black-eyed peas. I'm sure it's on the shelves all the time. It's since 1923. I'm like, well, dang, this is a 100-year-old company. It's got to be good. All right? This is part of quality black-eyed peas. Y'all, now, the reason this was still on the shelves and it was on sale was because it's one of the Southern traditions. If you Southerners that are watching me, you can just affirm this, confirm this, whatever, however y'all do, or maybe you've never even heard of it, I don't know. But in the South, on New Year's Day, it is traditional to eat black-eyed peas because they're supposed to give you luck all year round. I will say, I've done this all my life. I have always at least eaten a spoonful of black-eyed peas. I love black-eyed peas, so I don't have trouble eating it. My daughter doesn't really like black-eyed peas, but she does eat them on New Year's Day. And often, ever since 2020, she said, you know, I ate these last year, and they didn't really do what they were supposed to do. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Just imagine what it would have been if you hadn't eaten them, you know. So, we eat black-eyed peas. Now, the thing about this package is, I didn't buy this to boil this up and cook it. In fact, I've never cooked peas out of a package like this before in my life. But what I do is, I plant these in spring in my garden. All right? I plant black-eyed peas that come right off the shelf like this. Now, I guess you can do that with other bean crops. I've never tried it with green beans or red beans. Or I guess you could. But I have with this. Now, and some people say, oh, you know, those are treated with something and they're not supposed to. That may be right. I don't know. Every time I plant them, they come up. So I don't really know about all that chemical science stuff. But I do know that this particular crop in the garden, in your garden, will give you food all summer long. Okay, so once it grows and blooms and pods, and you pick the pea pods, they keep blooming and growing. Okay, they don't just do it once. That's why I like this as a prepper thing in my garden, y'all. Tomatoes are the same thing. And if you just have tomatoes and black-eyed peas, y'all, and cornbread, I'm just saying, y'all, that's good stuff. All right, and that's the way we eat anyway. We eat poor, so that's how we do this. So this is something you might want to get. I will also tell you this: you have to plant a lot of this. You can't just have 2 rows. That will not give you enough. That will not give you enough. That will not give you enough because each pod has only about 8 little peas in it. That's a good one. Some of them just have 3 or 4. So you have to have a lot of them to make big batches of them. That's my opinion, and that's my advice to you. If you're going to grow black-eyed peas, then there you go. There's some tips. I hope you do. I hope you like them. You've got to put a lot of salt in them, and you've got to put some bacon grease, something in them to flavor them. So those are just side. When we get in the summer and we're cooking, when we're shelling peas together and cooking peas together, we can talk about that then. But right now, if you can grab some of these, and it doesn't even have to be this brand, y'all. It could be the off-brand, all right? It can be the whatever's cheap. Get what you need to. Get a couple of bags. That'll help you. Okay. Now then. Okay. But, oh, yeah. All right. This was another viewer comment that I thought, dang, girl, yeah, you have just said a mouthful. One of the viewers said, okay, get your food. Yeah, get your food. That's fine. And then she said, but you also need to get your toiletries, your toothpaste, your deodorant, your shampoo, yeah, okay. And then she said, and get hair color, girls. All right, so here we go. Now, I know that I cannot buy enough toothpaste to get me through a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year thing of an apocalypse. I know that. But my strategy, y'all, is to get through at least, now that guy in NATO said 36 hours, and I thought, well, you're a retard. I don't know where you're getting that. And I'm not being derogatory to anybody who's special needs, y'all. My daughter was special needs, so I'm not saying anything ugly about that. But I'm just like, dude, 36 hours? You really think everything's going to be hunky-dory in 36 hours? You're stinking crazy. I don't think he's stupid. And I don't think he's a retard, but I do think, dude, I'm not either. I'm not either. I ain't stupid. So here we go. My point is, I get enough supplies, 6 to 8 to 12 months. You know, I started small. You know, I thought I started at 1 month. If I can get just 1 month of 30 meals. 30 meals, and that's like soup and rice, all right? It can be that simple. That will get us like one big meal a day. The other meal we can eat oatmeal, and the other meal we can have toast. I mean, you know, so if you could just get a month's worth of that, and maybe I need to do a video on that, I don't know. Then get a month's worth, and then go to 2 months, and 3 months, and 6 months, and that's the point, okay? But it's not hard to grab, you know, 6 things of toothpaste off. Like, you kind of need to gauge how often do I go through a tube of toothpaste. You know, if one will last you a month, then you need 12 and you've got a year's worth of toothpaste. Yay, you. All right, that's good. All right, now, so that's how you do your toiletries. You just do a mental inventory. How long does it take you to go through a bottle of liquid body wash? Well, then get that many to get you a year. You know, that's as simple as it is. Yes, it is math, and y'all know I hate math, but there you go. You got to do it sometimes. So that is that. Now, this viewer said that she got a hair color, and some of you are like, oh, you know, during the apocalypse you won't want hair color. You may not, but I would. Y'all, I want some makeup. All right, during the apocalypse, at least at the beginning. All right, just a little, a lipstick. That would be nice, you know. So that's how I am. If you are that way, then don't cut yourself short. Get some of those comfort items that will make you feel pretty. It's okay to feel pretty. All right, it's okay. It's not a sin. So, y'all, those are things you need to think about. You can get those emotional items that will help you get through. Now, I quit coloring my hair, I don't know how many years ago, 10 years ago or so. You probably have a beautiful hair underneath your color. So eventually you're going to have to grow it out. But I'm going to tell you this show I watched that showed me how they colored hair during the 1940s, all right, during the Blitz in England, all right? There are programs out there that if you watch programs, there are TV shows that if you watch them, they will educate you on how to get ready for World War III that I believe is coming, and possibly the apocalypse, which I believe might be coming. So one of these, I just wrote the name of the show down because I don't want to edit this video. This is called, I don't know if you can see this, I don't know if it's backwards for you, but it's 1940s House. It's PBS, 1940s House. If you have not watched this, if you have not seen this, you can watch it on YouTube, I think, for free. There's like 4 episodes in the season. And they take a family, a modern family. They made this in like 2004. I don't know. It's old. But they take a modern family and they place them in an actual scenario they have to live through the Blitz in the 1940s. It's fascinating. Did it mess them up for the rest of their lives? I've always wondered that. I never have seen the follow-up, but doesn't matter. The show's good, and you will learn, and you will see how these women, you know, how they colored their hair then. What did they cook with on a wood stove? You will learn things. So watch this one show. I'll bring you other shows you can watch, but that's one show you can watch. Now, another thing So that's okay. So YouTube, you can watch that on YouTube for free. Last time I checked, it's on there. You can. Is it on other one, Amazon, or it might be? I don't know. I haven't really checked in a long time. I watch that every once in a while. I love those people. I'm like, that's kind of cool that they got to do that. But they have children, how they lived through it, how they lived through the air raids, and then how they built the shelters. Anderson shelters. That's how they built the bomb shelters, and then like they actually had to go get in it. So those are just really great pieces of information for y'all and for me. I may watch that when I get done here. All right, the last thing I want to bring you, y'all, these cans behind me right here, they look pretty on my shelf. I'm just saying, I like how they look. They make me look like I have food, and I have some food. All right, I do have some food. So the what I buy, these are Augustin brand. These are Augustin brand cans. All right. They also have buckets. They also have packages. You just go look on Amazon. All right, and get what you like, or you can. Have I ever opened one of these and eaten it, y'all? I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't tried this. Mainly because it's so dang expensive, I can't bear to open it up just to see if I like it or not. I figure if I'm hungry enough, I'm going to be gobbling this stuff up no matter what. That's kind of my thought. But this Augustin brand, mainly the reason I bought it is because I thought it looked pretty. I mean, I'm just saying that is the reason I bought this. Did I look at the reviews? Yes, I did. Do I like how pretty it looks? I do. I think it looks clean. You know, if I'm going to be eating food, I want something that looks pretty clean. That would be nice. So now, one thing you do have to watch when you buy this kind of food, it doesn't matter what brand, y'all read it. Now this is freeze-dried strawberries. All right, some of their products are dehydrated. There is a difference. There's a difference in the shelf life, so you need to do your research on that. I'm not the expert. I'm not the one going to be bringing you the info on that. You can go find it. There's other people that are far more efficient and educated in that than I am. But I'll tell you this, the Augustin Farms, you know, sometimes they have these great sales on Amazon. If they do, I will alert you immediately to get on there and get like a can like this. Can be as low as $10 when it's on sale. When it's not on sale, it can be up to $24. All right, so when it's on sale, I grab them. I just grab as many as I can, as many as my budget afford, and you know I can afford. Y'all, I'm not made of money. I can't afford these things, and I sure can't afford to crack them open and try them just see if I like them when things are good, y'all. So when I get a can like that, I usually, and I'll have to go back and do this one, label the year I bought it, the year I put it on the shelf. This one is supposed to last like 30 years. I don't know. I'll probably be dead and gone. Y'all come eat my stuff and go, wow, this stuff is still good. That's freeze dried. All right, freeze dried will last that long. So that's what these cans are. I think I have carrots and dried cheese and eggs and potato slices. Y'all, we're potato people. I mean, we are. Well, I don't know if y'all are. Some people are scared of potatoes like they're going to kill you, but not us. We be eating those nearly every meal. We love them. So, you know, do what you need to do, what you're going to like. All right, that's all I have today, y'all, in this Buckle Up video. Buckle up and get ready. I hope some of this information helped you. Check out 1940s House. There's other programs I'll tell you to go watch and learn. Take notes. Other than that, I think I'm done. Y'all buckle up. Stay safe, America. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.